Hey everybody, what's up? How's everybody doing? Smoke in here. Sorry for your loss. It's kind of hard during the holidays when you lose people towards this time of year. I'm good. How you guys doing? Boy, I burned some sage and it's getting smoky in here. Hi everybody. So I'm streaming on 3 places right now: YouTube, Facebook, and what is it called? Twitter. And then hi everybody, just showing up. Donna. It is cold outside. I'm in Billings, yeah. Well, near Billings. I live near Billings. I don't live in Billings, but close to it. I'm doing good. How you guys doing? So if you guys are interested here, if you guys want to come in and be on live with me, here is the link right there. I will post it right now. See if that works for you. Anybody have anything you want to talk about? All right. Angry spirit. Hi, Tammy. Yeah, spirits are just like humans, especially earthbound ones. They're going to hang out with us sometimes, and they get angry. Spirits that cross over don't. Hello? Are you Melissa?
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good.
What would you like to talk about?
I didn't hear that.
What would you like to talk about?
Well, it's rough. Um, I guess it would be, I had a reading a couple of years with you. I have abilities, but they seem to be affected by someone who like made a mark on my arm.
What does that mean?
It- She was sitting next to me and she reached over and she made like a little symbol on my arm and I wasn't paying attention.
Who was that to you?
My cousin.
Is she in witchcraft? Does she not believe in Jesus, or is she in witchcraft? What's going on with her?
Mm, she, well, she she believes in Jesus. She showed up. I'm sorry, there's an echo and a delay. She showed up to my house for my father's funeral. And apparently, while she was inside the Catholic Church, she took holy water, and I called her out on it when we got back to my house.
What did she do with the holy water?
She, she, I don't know what she did. She had a drink with her. She dumped the drink out, and while everybody left the church, she went back into the church and took the holy water. So she had a bottle full of holy water.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I said, that is going to come back on you. That needs to go back. And she has ability to herself, and she was doing a reading, and she said something to me about my past life. And then she reached out and she made a mark on my arm. And I said, "What are you doing?" She said, "Oh, nothing."
What did the mark look like?
It's like a circle. Um, and like squiggle. Basically, she like made a circle and it was like a squiggle, and I wasn't really paying much attention.
And then what happened after that?
Her mood kind of changed and stuff like that, and then she got really quiet because I had people at my house, and then all of a sudden had her son her son started being like really rude and disruptive. And I told her that she needed to say something to him, and she just ignored it and then started saying that she wanted to die and all this stuff. And I said, "You just need to stop."
So, do you think that she's dealing with the cult stuff, or do you think that she has mental illness? Because I don't know her.
I think it's both because she does have abilities. And she, I think she does mix into some witchcraft, and that she has.
Now, when I talk about witchcraft, I'm not talking about Wiccans, the white witchcraft. I'm talking about the dark witchcraft. When I talk
Oh
about
yeah, I know. Oh no, I. Oh yeah, I think she meddles in both.
okay, so then, what is it doing to you now?
So, some of my abilities that I've had in the past is like almost like a blocker has gone up.
Is it because you're closed off to it, or is it because you believe she did something to you?
No, I've seen. I'm not closed off to it. I've seen people that have passed since I was 5. I kind of get a reel of things like a movie reel, so it's like things that happened or are going to happen.
Yeah. So, do you think she put a curse on you?
I think she did.
So you're a
I,
Catholic?
I'm not. Well, that's kind of hard. No, I
Do you
was
pray
raised
often?
in a Catholic family, but never baptized.
Do you pray often?
I do.
So I'm going to make a suggestion. Maybe go see a Catholic priest and have him do a quick blessing on you. A blessing always separated church. Did you hear that?
Okay, I did. Because I know that ever
But
since
I
everything
don't know
has
if it's a
happened,
curse that she put on you, or sometimes people would have trauma in their life and they close their gifts off, or because you believed in it too much that you closed. There could be a lot of things that are going on, and I'm not doing a reading on you. So there's different situations that could be going on at this point. But if you go to a priest and he does a blessing and you still can't use your gifts, then I would say that's on you then, that you need to work on yourself somehow. The only way to get rid
okay,
of something like that is through a holy person.
okay,
It has to be a Catholic priest, a medicine man, or medicine woman. It could be a pastor, but the congregation's got to put hands on you to pray about it. You understand?
I do.
Yeah, nobody else can get rid of it, but you also got to be your free will. But also at the same time, if it's not that, then you still have an issue, then you got to work on yourself. That means you need to start journaling more, learning to forgive, letting go of the past, and then maybe go to a one of those people called that do healing with stones, Reiki masters. Sometimes they can move energy around, or you need to start meditating more to open up yourself again. But I wouldn't mess with any of that until you start getting a blessing first and start going back to God more.
I
The more
think
protected you are, the more you're going to be protected. If you don't believe in God as much, you're not going to be as protected as much. It's all about your faith and where you're at with God. Remember, He's the one that gives you the gifts.
I believe in God, and I believe I did go see a Reiki, and she lifted a lot of it, and she did say that she believed that whatever my cousin did, she was like she was trying to take my abilities because they were more powerful than hers, if that makes sense.
Nothing's more powerful than God.
Exactly. And because she took the holy water, I was pissed.
There's nothing being with that. A lot of people go into the Catholic Church and use holy water. It's for everybody. There's nothing wrong with that. She probably needed it because she was dealing with her own demons or something was haunting her. Now, if she tainted the holy water, that'd be something else. But no, if she didn't taint it, she's going to get holy water. It's okay.
I don't know what she did with the tape. I don't know what she.
If the
I
holy
don't know
water's
what
already
she
been
did.
blessed,
He hasn't
you
talked
can't
to me
undo it.
since.
If the holy water's already been blessed, you can't undo it. So I'm assuming she's using it for her own protection or to help somebody else.
Let's hope.
So that's what it's used for. You can't undo holy water. It's already been blessed through God, through man.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I was just today in a funeral and the lady just cremated, so I was not sure. I write it down her name, Susan Hogue, that maybe she didn't cross over yet or she did already. I don't know.
What was going on?
Susan Hogue, she just cremated today.
Oh, is that your
Yeah.
friend that passed?
One of my patient. Yeah. I
Sorry.
do home health care and she was very dear to me.
So I'm not doing free readings right now, but I can tell you ways you're going to know she's crossed over. Give it after 30 days. The spirit will probably, if they're going to be close to that person, they'll probably visit you. But you
Okay.
can always still talk to them until then, and then just keep asking them to visit you, and then they will. Then you know they've crossed over.
Okay, after 30 days. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. What does it mean when you have tried over and over to connect with someone and you never get them? It can mean a lot of things. As I was just explaining to this lady, that you could be the person that's not open to it. They could be overthinkers. They could be closed off somehow, and there could be a lot of things. That's why you can't connect with that person, or because the spirit doesn't cross over for many reasons, or because they're in a lower realm, and the medium can't connect with them. So I wouldn't know until I do a personal reading to find out. That's how I would know. I don't assume anything until I do the reading. I just throw out the scenarios until then, because I won't know. I've done thousands of readings, and it doesn't mean that they're all going to be the same. Every situation is different. If that makes sense. Anybody else want to come on? Anybody else have a question? Let me see. Give me 1 second here. Let's see how I remember. I'll put that address on here again. See, remember how I did that. I'm sorry. If you have a spirit in your house, do you just leave it alone, or do something about it to remove it? So that's a good question. People have spirits in the house. They always think that when you that smudging is going to get rid of it. That's not all the case. It's not always the issue. Some spirits are different than others because some energy is stronger than others. If that makes sense to you, some will pretend to be good for a while and then start causing havoc, like paranormal stuff, like poltergeists and other nasty things. What I would suggest for people who've got spirits in the house is go find a medium that's either as good, like an older medium that's been doing this for a while, or a medium that's certified. just don't go to any meeting, because some of these mediums are whack jobs. They don't know what they're doing. They're pretending to do it, and then you still have issues in your house. A good medium will go in there and they'll connect. They should be connecting to a spirit guide instead of assuming what's going on. And then the spirit guide will tell that medium how you should cleanse it and what you should do. It's not the medium's job all the time to cleanse the house, because I mean there are mediums that do it, but that's not what we do, because it's your energy, it's your home. You should be the one to be able to do it. If that makes sense. People always assume that we have all these spiritual gifts that we have under us, that we can take care of all these things. We don't. All I do is I'm just a messenger. That's all I do. I don't pretend to be anything more than that. I wouldn't do that. But I would suggest finding a medium in your area and getting a reading and find out what's going on. I have a friend that went missing. Would love to know if he's okay. I'm sorry. So I'm not prepared to do free readings right now. Right now, I'm just here to talk. I have to prepare myself to do readings, if that makes sense to you guys. You're welcome. I burn salt and alcohol to cleanse my house. If that's your culture, that's your belief, and it works, then I would say do it. Everybody's different how they do it. It works for me as smudging and using holy water. I use my own faith, my Native American faith and my Catholic faith. If you're a Protestant, then use what that religion would teach you. Or if you're I don't know, whatever culture you're from, then use that. You're welcome. I can't really tell you guys what to use. It's not my place. Do I believe in the spirit box? I don't believe in them, but I'll tell you what the truth is about spirit boxes. I don't. Oops. Let's see what happened to me. There I am. So the truth about spirit boxes are a lot like Ouija boards, and I don't trust them. And I'll tell you the reason why. Spirit boxes, they're the what do you call the antennas or whatever, the frequencies that goes out of those things is only earthbound. It only goes so far. It's not going to connect up in heaven. It doesn't know how to do that. So it just goes down here. So you're going to connect with spirits that are pretending that they've crossed over. There'll be spirits that are earthbound, which are ghosts that don't cross over for many reasons. They like to lie a lot. People, we lie. Humans, we all lie. This is everything down on this earth is all of sin. So my spirit guides always warn me, don't ever communicate with earthbound spirits, ghosts, because of many reasons. That's one of them. And I don't. And the only time I ever do connect with them is if they need to cross over. But these things are no good. They can pretend to be Marilyn Monroe. They can pretend to be Robin Williams. Anybody can sit there and do that. It's not them. So no, I don't believe in that. Because spirits that cross over that are celebrities and the people think they're connecting with them, in heaven, there's no ego up there. So when these spirits act like it's all ego that's coming from heaven, it's not them. Somebody's. Just be careful with that stuff. Oops, I just lost something. Do I know it's coming? I don't know what that means. I don't like to worry about the future. Why you worry about the future? If you ever believed in God or you read the Bible, that will talk about that. God doesn't want us to do that. You're worrying about the end days all the time. What's that going to do for you? Nothing. Turn off the damn TV. Turn off your cell phones. Turn off those sites on your cell phone that keep bringing up that negative stuff. That's what messes up your mind, and it pushes you away from your living life. It's not good for your spirit. Do I know it's good? It's coming in spirit boxes? Yeah, they're earthbound spirits that go on those things. They lie to people. I just explained that. If that's what you mean, don't trust them. They're not good for you. You mess with that, it's like messing with the Ouija board. You don't know if you're going to get an attachment or what's going to happen. All right, here's the, if you're interested in coming on, here's just copy and paste that right there or click it and you can come on here. I got spots for 2 people on here. Hello, Amanda. Welcome. I don't trust those spirit boxes. It's like I watch those shows on TV when they're doing their spirit investigations. Well, I want to say the cuss word, but I can't. But it's BS, because a real person that's been around earthbound spirits have been in haunted houses. A lot of times nothing happens. But when you watch these shows, it always seems like things are going on all the time, because they have people in the background making stuff up and filming it to make it sound and look like it's real and legit. A lot of it's fake. I don't trust it. And that there's that one show with the Bagans guy. I can't think of his first name. There's been a lot of issues where him and his team will go in there and bring in a Ouija board and try to get the spirits worked up. Get those spirits worked up, and but you can't. Zach Bagans, whatever that show was called, and a lot of people that are. And what he's doing, he's opening up portals and adding more spirits that are going into those facilities. It's not. I don't like watching those shows because I know it's a lot of it's BS. Yeah, Ghost Adventures. I don't like. It's garbage to me. Like him. Any kind of those shows that are like that when they're doing spirit investigations. In my own town, I was at an old mansion, and there was like some kind of tour, and I think it was a Halloween thing. And before I went in there, I told my friends how many spirits were there. I'd never been in the building and what was going on, and everything was accurate. It's kind of funny. And she's like, "Oh my God, you're accurate." But the thing is that there was a couple of those people that do like those investigations in the state, I guess. They wouldn't even look at me. That lady kept glaring at me, and I knew why she was glaring at me is because she knew that I would know the truth, and she was afraid I was going to call her BS out. Her and her husband were trying to make names themselves in Montana, and it's all bullcrap. Anybody can sit there and videotape. You don't need to be a professional, but they're acting like they had all this equipment. Well, yeah, anybody can buy it. Doesn't nobody goes to college for this stuff. Come on. And so she knows that I know I could pick up stuff about that. And so she just sat there and glared at me. They wouldn't even acknowledge me, just fake. And I get people that are who supposedly are mediums or psychics that are like that around me as well. I pick up on it, and they get pushed away. I actually used to watch those shows, and I don't like to fake. Exactly, they are fake. All those ghost shows are fake. They're not real. How do you know you have a gift? I was born with it. I had it since I was a kid. It was runs in my family. Now I'm certified, and I teach people mediumship in person. Thank you. I'm too real for some people, and they don't like me. That's the truth. I don't know if it's because they pick up on my energy, or they just know that I can read them really quick, and they don't like it. And I intimidate them, and I don't mean to. But I pick up on that quite a bit. I can go into a haunted place without connecting with the spirit. I would just make sure that I am protected, and then I would connect with my guides to find out how many spirits are there, what's going on. I try to cross them over. There in my hometown in Butte, Montana, there's a teacher there. I'm not going to say his name, but he brings his kids to these places that are haunted in Uptown Butte, which is an old historic part, an old mining town. And these kids would stay the night sometimes in some of these places that were really haunted, really bad. I don't know how these kids are able to go back home without having something attached to them or attacking them. Because when you're walking into a place where there's a spirit, you should always ask the spirit if it's okay for you to enter their space. Because that's why spirits attack people a lot of times, because they don't want to be treated like animals. So somebody in that town told me this guy didn't like me, and I never met the guy, and I said, "Why is that?" And he goes, "Because he knows that you come around this town and you help a lot of these spirits cross over, and he's afraid that you're going to go into his work and do that." And I go, "I hope I do," because it's all about his ego. It's not about ghost hunting. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Do spirits bug you all day or nights? They do sometimes, not all the time. It depends. I'm a heavy sleeper, but when I was younger, it used to bother me a lot. How many stars for a reading? I don't know what that means. I'm not doing free readings right now. How many years have you been doing mediumship for your clients? Probably 7 or 8 years. But I've read in front of 800 people at the Babcock Theater live. And I've traveled all the way through around Montana doing small groups. I've done thousands of readings on the Zoom and phone readings in person. I've used to do radio readings on Hot 1019 for over 7 years. So I'm pretty experienced. I'm a professional medium. I'm not the stuff you see on TV. I'm not the kind of medium you want to schedule and you're going to have a reading that day or that week. It's not what I do. I'm always put ahead. Well, no, thank you. I don't think I'm like Jesus, but I don't think anybody can be like Jesus. But there are people that pick up on my energy, and then they don't like me. And even if I smile at them and be nice to them, they don't like me. They always walk away. They push themselves away. Like they know that I know there's something about them that I can find out about them, and I'm not intentionally doing it. Things I just pick up, and then things will tell me. Thank you, Tina. Do you accept Facebook Pay? No. If you want to schedule a private reading with me, just private message me, and then I'll explain how that works. It's the healing they don't like. The healing they don't like is the energy that comes off of me, and I think they know that I can pick up the truth about them, and that bothers people. They think I'm, even if they don't know my medium, they just know that they get nervous around me. They get uncomfortable with me. They don't like it. But I get people that also like to be around me. They just want to sit next to me, want my energy, just like to be around my energy a lot, and that's great too. It's whatever's going on around me. It's been that way my whole life, but I like it because it keeps, a lot of times it keeps the I don't know how to say it, these evil people, these evil minded thinking people away from me. And but that's not always the case, because I have let some narcissistic people in my life, and I regret that. But we all fall, we all make mistakes. It's not easy to have your job in this day and age. To truly feel COVID has ruined true mediums, because so many scammers came out, and I felt like it was okay to steal innocent people. I agree, Antonio. It's hard because people don't trust me anymore. They think that I'm scamming them all the time, and TikTok is the worst part of it. TikTok would be, I mean, I've got a lot of followers on TikTok, but what bothers me about TikTok is that they know that this is going on with all these big mediums on there. And these scammers keep copying my page, copying my my videos, pretending it's me. And no matter how many times I block them or report them, nothing gets done. So I just tell people, just block it. Don't even remind me, just block it. People have to be smart not to get scammed, because for me, I'm going to tell you guys one thing about a real good medium. A good medium's never going to bother you for a reading. They'll never message you. They'll never add you as a friend. That's a red flag right there. If that happens, then they're scammers. Okay. That's one big thing. And if you guys know how I talk compared to how they write and talk crappy stuff on there, then you know it's not me. So just don't fall for it. Balance keeps balance. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I hope I'm real. That's really sad, because anyone can see you're the real deal. Thank you. Narcissistic energy is the worst. It's very spiritual, and I call it demonic because that's what it is. And I'll tell you the reason I know it's demonic. When you guys are around a narcissistic person, pay attention to the energy in that room around that person, because it's going to feel like there's nothing, like it's going to feel like a void feeling. If you know what a void feeling feels like, you'll never forget that feeling. And that's when you feel a void feeling, that's demonic or something evil. That's a big sign right there. What's going to happen next is then you're going to start feeling like you've been drained. For me, it feels like I've done 30 readings around that person, and they drain me. They take everything in that room, and they take it. And that's right before they start having their little tantrums or their mean stuff that they say to people. Other things you're going to know of these narcissistic people is that it's not them, is because they have this hidden knowledge, this different kind of talk that's not really them. And that's another big sign. So these people have more than one spirit within them, and then these spirits help them get where they're at. I don't trust these people. They're evil and manipulative, and I stay away from them. I play the gray rock around them, which means I only tell them a little bit. I don't tell them too much about my personal life, because they'll try to exploit you or hurt you with it. So I don't trust these people. If people are spirits in heaven, how do we recognize them when we get there? We just do. So if you ever watched my videos or had a reading with me, and I ask the spirit to show themselves to me, and I give you validation, I'll tell you what your loved one looks like, and things behind them, only things you guys would know that I would not know. You guys have a lot of you guys have known that. So you'll recognize them. They're just going to look younger. Grandma's not going to look like grandma. She's going to look like a younger version of her. Uncle Fred that died of cancer isn't going to sit up there laying in his bed dying of cancer. He's going to look young in his 20s. That's how they'll come to you when you see them. And they'll let you know it's them. You're welcome. So if you guys want to go live on here with me, here is the links right there. I just posted them. And sometimes I'll get these narcissistic people that will schedule a reading with me on a phone or Zoom, and I won't really know it until I start getting into that reading with them. And no matter how many times I explain how this works, they don't get it. They won't listen to me. So they'll start overthinking it, and then they find ways of trying to throw me off on the reading. And I'm like, no, this is what Spirit's saying. It's real. And they're like, I don't know about that. Probably happened. I don't think so. Could have happened. No. And they start acting like that. That's a red flag. And then I start getting defensive, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe this isn't good for you. And then they demand their money back. And I'm like, I'm not going to give you your money back because I've already explained this to you. You just want to sit here and argue with me. Are you kidding me? I did this. I scheduled a reading for a guy one time, and what happened was it was my mistake, and I said, okay, let me reschedule this for the next day. No big deal, because I must have been busy and I forgot. And automatically he kept saying, well, you need to say sorry. You need to explain yourself better. Why you need to start telling me how I should do my job? And I go, excuse me, I just said I'm sorry. And he goes, well, that's not good enough. And I go, do you want this or not? And he goes, no, I want my money back. And I go, I don't do refunds. So he just started going off, and he went and gave me a bad review, and he pretended to be these 3 other people on my one on my page on here, and started giving me bad reviews, like 3 fake profiles, and I can't get them down. So my rates went down drastically. Well, he got his money back because he complained about it so much. He got his money back. So these kind of people are out there, and they always, I don't want them around me. They always seem to be around me, and I don't like it. Hello? Does she don't want to be on? But then I also get these people that are that claim to be psychics or mediums, but they also, I think, have a personality disorder or narcissism. And the first thing that they'll say is, "Oh, I've got all these abilities." Before they want to talk about anything else, I got all these abilities and this, and it's always about them and nothing else. And they're like, "Have you heard of me?" I'm like, "No." "What? You haven't heard of me?" I'm like, "No." And I don't know why these people do this to me. It's like I'm supposed to be impressed by their abilities. I'm not impressed. I know a lot of people got abilities. It's not, I don't need people to tell me that. And then when I do reading for them, they don't even feel like they want to be interested in the reading. It's always about them. These kind of people drive me nuts. And I don't like dealing with them. I don't have patience for these kind of people. Because they're just wasting their time and my time and my money and their money, but mostly my time. I've been times where I've just take them off my TikTok videos. Sometimes I don't want to deal with them. Then you have people on there that say they can't afford a reading, so they get on my videos and they're not paying attention. They're walking around their house, the baby's crying in the background, TV's up loud, and I'm talking to them like, "What? What'd you say? I can't hear you. What?" And I'm like, "Are you kidding me? There's people on here that really need a reading, and you're sitting here and you're not even wanting to be focused enough to sit down and listen." And then I have one lady on here just eating chips the whole time, like she's not even really paying attention. I'm like, I'm not one of those TikTok mediums that's here for your entertainment. I'm here to give healing. If you want one of those people, start scrolling. This isn't for you. I hate that. I'm not a circus act. And people that assume I'm like them, it's not me. There's a difference between a professional medium and those kind of mediums. I call those circus mediums. I'm not a circus medium. I don't entertain nobody. I'm just here for healing. That's all I do. Yeah, everybody wants to be a medium. I guarantee the majority of those people that are pretending to be mediums are not mediums. They're just card readers. Anybody can read the back of a card box, of a terrible card box, and become a psychic reader and get on there. Anybody can learn how to do a pendulum. It's easy. It's not that hard. Yes, it does affect my personal life. Usually people that have this ability usually are very single. They have a hard time with having personal relationships, like because if you're dating somebody and that person's family is either very religious or too far right, they're going to be judging you, and then they're going to persuade that person not to be with you. And so it's one of those things. If I want to be in a relationship with somebody, they have to be okay with where I'm at and be with me that whole time. If they're not, then it's not going to work. And that's okay. I mean, I feel more happier being alone than being with somebody at times. I mean, I've been in relationships that were great, but I like my freedom. I don't like to be told what to do, and that's just me. Everybody's different, but I've been that way my whole life. I think my whole life has been up to this point. Like everything, one day I'll write a book about it. Everything in my life has gotten to me to where I'm at right now to help people, and I'm okay with that. I don't get lonely. The only time I get lonely is if I overly think it too much, and I don't. I have my dogs. I keep myself busy all the time. I don't need that. I don't like big crowds of people. It makes me uncomfortable, but I can get online and go on my VR and hang out with my friends on there. And I don't feel like my energy, my anxiety is being crazy, if that makes sense. Yes, he's very single guy. Go wait for someone to come to you. She goes, you can go on vacation. Yeah, you can go on vacation yourself. Exactly. It's like that song, Flowers. If you guys ever heard that song, it's kind of like that. You can just learn to love yourself, and you're going to be okay. If you know how to love yourself, you have nothing to worry about. So it's people that are insecure that don't have stop to love themselves, so they jump from one relationship to the next, and they're never really satisfied with anything. They haven't stopped to heal themselves, to get to know themselves again, and they have problems. And I'm not judging them. It's just so some people are like that. I'm not one of them. I can't believe lived if you aren't happy with yourself. Yeah, there's a lot of people in this world that are happy, that are single, that don't need anybody. It's not that stereotype of being alone. Just doesn't make you lonely. Like people worry about my social life. Like I said, I got my Oculus. I go on that thing at night and I hang out with my friends on there, and I don't have to worry about the energy around me, and I'm okay with that. But I have another job. I work for the school district, and I do that, and I'm around people all the time. So I have to find a way of getting, working my way through that, and then getting myself worked up before another reading. So it's a lot of energy in and out with me that I gotta try to work with while I'm doing readings as well. I'm sorry, Tara, about your dad. When people talk to you about that, they're just trying to look out for your best interest. They don't understand. And when you have to look at it that way, you don't look at it like they're trying to bother you or being rude to you. It's just, you have to think of it, they're just trying to be caring and understanding. Some people don't know what to say to you, so they'll bring things like that up. Thanks, you too, Julie. I admire your straight up honest style, as it says blessings to you. Thank you. I appreciate that. You as well. I am straight and pretty straight up. Some people can't handle that. This past week, my dog seen something and it got scared. I wouldn't leave my house. I don't know, Sheila, if it was an angry spirit. It could be a loved one visiting you. Some dogs will react to our loved ones visiting us. I won't know until I do reading. I'm happy my life. I have been through everything. You're welcome. Your reading was a blessing to me. It has always helped me in my healing. Thank you. Well, I appreciate that, Elaine. I appreciate that. Hello, Melanie. How are you? Here's the link if you guys, anybody wants to come on and hang out or ask a question. I appreciate it. Thanks, Tara. I'm going to get my blood sugar checked. It's been elevating and I have to monitor it. Oh, sorry, Elaine. Yeah, it wasn't me that told you that. It was probably your spirit guide that wanted you to do that. So make sure you take yourself seriously when they talk to you. Do your spirit guides communicate with us? Yeah, I connect with your spirit guides and that's how I get all my information delivered to you that you need. I'm surprised nobody's joining you. I mean, I'm not. It's okay if nobody joins me. Some people just aren't comfortable going on here. My children were murdered. Will I get justice? Oh, I'm so sorry, Yogi. I don't know the future, Yogi. I'm not, like I said, I'm not prepared doing free readings or any readings right now, but you need to pray for that more. And have strength and believe it's going to happen. Nobody gets away with everything in this world. You have to understand that, Yogi. Everybody, there's a price to pay on this earth. What we put out comes back to us. And whoever has done this to your children, it will come back to them. You have to give that. You have to let that happen. And you have to give it to God and let God let God deal with it. And you have to find a way of, I know it's going to be hard to forgive so that you don't have to deal with that pain. Not forgiving them what they did to your kids, but forgiving yourself so you don't have to carry that pain with you anymore. You need to do that just for you. They're in heaven. They want you to be happy and healed, probably so they can come visit you more. But they can't because of your pain. So you're going to have to find a way of going to grief counseling, try to forgive yourself for that pain somehow. And it's going to be hard. It's probably one of the hardest things you have to do. But your pain shouldn't connect with them. You can always love and miss them, but that pain should not be there still connecting. You have to find a way in forgiving to let that heal yourself. I'm very ill. I'm glad I cut you alive. Thank you, Melanie. I'm sorry that you're ill. You're welcome. Yeah, one thing I've learned with my personal life of what I've seen, what spirit guides tell me, what I do know is the fact is that like attracts like. So what we put out, good and bad karma will come back to us. You do good for people and your intentions are good, it'll come back to you. Tenfold, same with evil things. It just comes back. And when you're putting curses on people, hating people, you're always going to be miserable. You're never going to get out of that sadness, that anger, that depression, because you're hurt too much. You have to find a healing yourself, forgiving somehow. And forgiveness doesn't mean that you're okay with what they did. It's just for saying, I forgive myself so I don't have to carry that pain no more. And give it to God. Give it to the Creator. No more. Hello?
Hi, Paul. Can you hear me?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good, Paul. I got a question. I was wondering, what's your take on dreams? Like if somebody dreams of somebody having an accident or somebody passing, and then it comes to fruition, is that spirits giving you warning or?
So what I teach in my mediumship class, and I tell people this on here all the time too, is if you're getting dreams of somebody going to die, an accident, something horrible, sometimes it's our subconscious. Like I don't know until I do readings, but I tell people that, and it's true. I don't want to assume anything. But what I'm going to say is, if you get dreams like that, whether it be your subconscious or you're not sure, you still have the obligation to go ask the person. Make sure you ask them first. Say, hey, I got a message for you. And say, if you want it, that's fine. If you don't, that way it's off your conscience. If something does happen to them and they didn't take the message, that's off of you. You understand that?
Yes.
So it's I call those things like it's almost like a gift. Whatever we get like that was never meant for us unless it's directed to you. And it was always given to other people. Like my gift wasn't for me; it was for other people. That's why I give it out. It's because if it's for me, then it would be more. I mean, it's something. If it's for me, then it's meant for me. Otherwise, it's going to be an ego. And it's no. I don't like to deal with. I don't work with the ego when I work with the spirit. Mm-hmm. So I know the truth is that it's never for me, it's for other people. And they might look at you like you're crazy, or they'll say, oh, I'll pray for you, whatever. That's okay. Just walk away and just say, I just need you to say what I saw in my dream, and that's all I need. And then just walk away.
Yeah.
Because you could be preventing somebody from getting hurt. Even if they make fun of it, they'll be thinking about it. Or even if they don't and they get hurt, that's off of you.
Yeah. Or sometimes you'll see something happening, but you don't know who it is.
Exactly.
Then a couple weeks later, something happens to someone.
So when you get those things like that, then I would suggest for you, if you meditate really deep into it. And then, so when you meditate, you know how to you breathe through your nose, calm your brain down. You know how you
Right.
calm the brain down by doing that quite a bit. When you meditate, what I want you to do is keep your mind quiet, and then you're going to ask questions for your spirit guide, or say, just say, spirit guide, I need some advice. I need some clarification. Who is this message for? Why am I seeing this? Is it my subconscious? Is it somebody I need to leave a message for? And just be quiet with yourself and see if you get a message. Sometimes you'll get the message. Don't second guess it. Just write it down and then go with it.
Okay.
I just hope that should work for you.
Yeah. Thank you much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Arlene. That was very nice of you. Oh my God, I had to be on here for some reason. Thank you. And a dream so guys, I'm not doing dream interpretations. I know that we're talking about it. Everybody's going to be tempted to talk about dreams or numbers. I'm not here to do that because I'm not in my spot right now. A lot of times our dreams are just our subconscious, and sometimes it's a warning, and sometimes it's just a loved one visiting us. Thank you, Veronica. I appreciate that. Let's see, here's the, if anybody wants to join it, there you go right there. I'll post it back up here. I'm live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube right now. I'd be live on TikTok, but I don't think they allow me to do TikTok on here. If there is, I don't know way. I have to attend to my little ones. All right, thank you for coming, Tara. They're good, Kathleen. Usually when I do it, they lay down. My other one right now is just getting bored, starting to claw on me again. They're doing good. I'm just petting him right now because he's like, needs a little attention because I'm not giving it to him right now. He's a Jack Russell. He needs a lot of attention. When I got him, I'd be on here doing live readings for people, and he was just a baby puppy. And I don't know how many months it was, but I hated when they used to bite me with those sharp teeth of theirs. And I'd be sitting here with my socks on or just my feet on the floor, and he would just bite me, and it would take me out of my trance. Well, I hated that because I never knew when to expect it. He didn't mean to do it. It was just a puppy then. But man, those puppy bites are the worst. My bestie lost her son to cancer. How can I help her? I'm sorry, Yogi. So, you got, first of all, always be supporting there for her. Pray with her. Just let her know you're always going to be there. That's the main part, because she's going to feel lonely and she's going to need help, whether she's going to ask for it or not. And then that's all you can do is do that for her. It's what we're here for. We're supposed to help each other, and just be with her. She needs somebody. StreamYard is just almost like an app. Almost, it's where you can go on more than one social media at one time. I don't see you on here before next Christmas. Okay, thanks, Cecilia. Happy Merry Christmas to you too. Yeah, I wish it would be able to get my StreamYard on my TikTok, but I don't know how to do that. I don't think there's a way. So I just use it for the three that I can use right now: Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And I'm from Montana, so I'm sure you guys heard that on the news that our governor had the what do you call it? Congress people, whatever they're called, pass a law to block TikTok in January, and because he's one of the mega people, and he's trying to follow what the president Trump did. And I don't know. This governor has these crazy laws that are always coming out that have nothing to do with Montana. But anyway, it's a long story. So that's one of the reasons I'm thinking about quitting. I was going to think about quitting TikTok. I was just going to wait to see what happened. But the judge basically came through and said he put a halt to it. It's not permanent, but it's something for a while. So we'll see where it goes. It's going to affect a lot of people with small businesses and people that need help, though. Hi, Shirley. But the whole thing about that is that this governor's paranoid. He thinks that China's spying on everybody through TikTok. When the fact is, you have Alexa, you have the computer, you have your phone, your TV, everything's always recording, watching what we're doing. Even other social medias are all doing that. It's no big deal. I think it's just becomes political. Is what it is. It's really stupid. But it wastes our tax dollars because 5 people from Montana and TikTok are suing the state. So if they lose that case, there goes our tax dollars too. Hi, Lisa. Paul Check Clapper out. It's owned by 2 veterans. It's freedom of speech. Interesting. Well, I'll write it down, Clapper. I'll look into it and see what's going on with that. Thank you. Yeah, TikTok's gotten worse for me because, like I said, you get all these scammers from Indonesia and all these different countries copying my page, scamming people, and I can't do nothing about it. TikTok won't do anything about it, and it's going to cost me over $200 or $300 a year to have that little check mark near my name if they even accept it. And I don't know if that's even going to keep them off of my page from copying me or not. And it's just not worth it if I think about it. It's frustrating. Because now people don't trust me on there because of these scammers. And so I quit going on there doing free readings because I was doing so many free readings on there and I was getting nobody messaging me for paid readings, which is, and I mean, what I do is a business. So I was doing too much free stuff and not getting anything back. So my guides kept telling me, no more of that. You're doing too much energy and just stop doing it. So I quit doing it. And, I don't do it like that anymore like I used to. And I miss doing it, but I don't want to do it anymore like that. So I know people are going to be helping me out. And that's another reason why I'm not on there much. Thanks, Shirley. Yeah, I copied it one time and pasted it on TikTok and I got in trouble for it because they were saying I was infringing on their rights. It makes no sense when these are the ones that are copying my page. But I had there's like hundreds and hundreds of people on there that I blocked with my name on there. They just want money from me and won't give back. It's horrible, sad for small business. Yeah, it's messed up. It gets complicated. And that's why I started doing this. I didn't think I'd have to get a second job. And, so I had to get a second job because the economy is really bad. And I don't blame people sometimes when they can't afford readings because housing's up and food is up. And what gets me angry about this is that Congress and in our states and plus the Congress that we have now, they know this is going on, but nobody's making these people stop. They don't put a cap on any of this, and it keeps going and going. And it's like, when is it going to stop? There's too much selfishness going on, too much greediness, and it's taking too much from everybody. It's affecting people. Thank you, Kim. I'm not doing free readings right now, so I don't know if that's what you're into. Some people just only come here for free readings and they leave, which I think is disrespectful, but they do that all the time. So it's like I get used for a little bit, then they leave me. It's kind of crazy. I appreciate your free readings because I wouldn't have bought my session without watching. And that's another reason I do it, just to show people that I'm legit. That's why I do it, and to help people as well. But it's a business, so I do help. I do hope that people do, reach out and buy readings, because that helps me every month as well. But it's hard. So I hope I never have to get to a point where I have to get a full-time job and quit doing this, because I don't want to do that. I don't think I will, but it gets kind of scary sometimes, the way this world is right now. And I think it's affecting a lot of people, though, not just me. It is, I agree, Melanie. Well, thanks, Elena. I appreciate you. It's just hard right now because the economy sucks. It's not that they don't want to book a reading. I think it's just because everything's so damn expensive. Food is so expensive right now. I remember as a kid, you have $200 to buy you probably a month worth of groceries. Now it only buys you like a week and a half if you're lucky. That's why I'm so fed up with the government in my state and in the United States. It's like they know this is going on. Why can't they just make a cap, stop it? It's a wonder why we're having problems. In my opinion, since COVID, people have changed quite a bit. I've seen more hatred, more evil, less love. Oh, I agree, Kathleen. Remember when 9/11 happened, how after that happened, everybody became more nicer to each other, started helping each other, opening up the doors, showing, they really were showing mankind love. You just saw a lot more of that. I'm wondering if we need something like that. I hate to say it, but I wonder if we need something like that again to wake us up, because the COVID thing was supposed to make us look at ourselves, and some people don't want to look at ourselves. And so I think you're right. And they, instead of looking at ourselves, they projected their ignorance and their meanness on other people, and they're still doing it. So maybe we need something big in this world to happen for us to do that again. And I hate to say it, but if these things wake us up to do that, maybe that's what we need. And it's sad. I remember 9/11 woke people up. People were out doing things for other people. You saw people just opening doors, being super friendly to everybody. Now they just don't care. It's always themselves. Everybody's on their phones. It's always about me, me, me. I can't stand people that are like that. I see them on my page sometimes, and I'm like, yeah, you're off. I don't want to deal with that. You get people on my page, I'll say, what about me? I want a free reading. How come you never pick me? I'm always sharing your videos. Me. It's the reason why I'm not picking you is because your ego. Check yourself. Go to church. Figure out why you're the way you are. Leave me alone. I'm not here for you. You're not paying me. Leave me alone. I don't like these kind of people, and I'll call them out on it. Some people can't handle me as being a medium because I'm too honest. And some I don't know, some people are just too sensitive, or they just don't like being told the truth. And it's not my problem. You come at me a certain way, and I'm going to call you out. I'm not and they think that being a medium, that I'm going to be that medium that's going to turn my cheek and allow you to keep walking over me and treat me like dirt. Ain't going to happen. You got the wrong one. I worked in a jail for 19 and a half years. I'm Italian, part Native American. I don't mind confrontation. Bring it. I don't mind it. I'll tell you how I think in any day. It's no problem. I agree, Karen. That's what it feels like. But when I do that stuff, it's not that I'm doing it to be mean. My intentions aren't to be mean to people. I still have to protect myself. I have to keep my boundaries. I have every right to defend myself as well. But when people are acting that way towards me, it's like you're out. I want you're not living in my mind. You can go do that to some other family member. Do it to your spouse, because they can do it to me. It's a very sad world. I'm 60 and out. Well, I'm sorry. And because I called people out, including my children, they left me. I'm never alone. God's my savior. Melanie, you keep praying. You're never alone. Sometimes the truth hurts. If you're not doing it intentionally to be mean, and you have to call it out, that's what you're there for. Call it out. I'd rather call out the truth than having to go to bed having something on my conscience I didn't say, or my chakra right here. Sometimes if I don't speak my truth, that gets tight and it's hard to swallow and it hurts. So spirit has ways of telling me, you speak it out, and I do. And yeah, there's consequences for me for speaking the truth, but that's okay. I'm still alive. I still have my health, and I got people that still love me. At the end of the day, I don't have to go to bed feeling guilty about saying what I needed to say. Thank you, Melanie. I just a lot. If you see any real good true mediums, not the fake ones that are theatrical or the ones that make stuff up, the real good mediums, they're going to be real about it. Like Sylvia Brown, for instance, she speaks her mind all the time, and I always love that lady. She didn't care if you liked it or not. She's going to speak her mind to you. Sometimes Teresa Caputo does that. I like that. John Edwards does that sometimes. The real good mediums are always going to speak stuff out. They're not going to hold it in. And if people are going to be like, oh my God, that hurt my feelings. I can't believe you said that. Oh my God, you said I was this way. Oh my God, this or that. I'm like, why? Nobody cares. I don't care right now. You didn't care when you came in to act that way. I'm not going to care when you act that way. I reflect how you treat me. Bye. You're welcome. Yeah, it's good to speak up, to get that knots out. Those knots that you're feeling in your throat or in your stomach, those are your chakras. You're not turning, you're just stuck. And the only way for them to turn is to start working, to speak the truth. Sometimes things come out of my mouth that's not from me, and I know it's from a spirit guide. I can't control that. And I got myself into trouble many times on Facebook. I've been banned many times. I just laugh about it. I get back on it after 30 days and I'm okay then. It's the people I don't like are the ones that do the, what is it called? The gaslighting. They know the truth, but they turn it back on you. Then try to manipulate it on you. So it's off of them for some reason. I don't like that. I'm like, really? And I tell them, I'll be honest with them. Like, I know, I'm one person you're not going to gaslight. You can say what you want to say to me or what you're going to say. I don't care, because it's not going to work with me. And I'm not going to sit here and feed into you. So, and then I'm like, this is what I'm going to do. And I block them. And that gets them angry because they want to fight and they want to argue. And I'm not going to give it to them. But they know I'm on to them. That's what I do with those kind of people. People want to be aggressive with others, but can't handle it when it comes back at them. Stephanie, sounds like your solar plexus chakra. My dad always said, the truth shall set you free. I think it's a quote from the Bible. It's true. Yeah, I think it is a quote from the Bible. The truth does set you free. The truth can hurt, and some people don't want the truth. Everybody wants to tiptoe around the narcissist. Everybody wants to tiptoe around the person that's mean to other people, because God forbid that person, if that person's feeling gets hurt, everybody's going to have to feel it, the repercussions. So everybody's going to say, oh yes, you're the kindest person ever. Oh yes, you do everything for everybody. But when one person speaks out, sometimes you have to be that person that has to speak it out. And if that means losing your family because of it, then do it. I'd rather live being real than having to live a fake life. And I'm going to tell you why. My dad's side of the family in Arizona, that's all very narcissistic. It's like being in a cult down there. Everything has to be perfect. I was the perfect child for them when I worked for the county, but when I started doing this, my dad is a pastor and she's a pastor's wife, and she made sure that she would always tell everybody that that her kids from her first marriage never had to buy a car or live in a used house. Yep, and they have all this money. I didn't want to live like that. I didn't want to live like in that family where everybody would see how mean she was to people and nobody said anything, but they always had her back, and she was always talking about people on their back. So I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. So I divorced myself from that family, and I'm okay with that, because I have family in Montana that know me and support me, that know how I am. I loved you for your readings and appreciate all that you do for them. You helped me connect with my son that passed away in 2018. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Diane. I appreciate you. Fiercely guard your light, protect your energy. It's exactly what happened. I lost so many since I have my voice. Self-care is important. Exactly. Self-care is important, you guys. Why allow these abusers in your life, your family members or your friends or whoever these people are? Why? Who cares what people think? Honestly, look at yourself. When you start being cheap and you start worrying about what other people are thinking about you, you're just part of the problem. If you need to say the truth, then say it. If you're going to be mean and say it that way, that's something different. Yeah, karma, and you're going to get what you deserve. But if you're speaking the truth and it needs to be said, then say it. That's what there's a difference. I don't feel guilty or bad when I speak my truth. I only feel bad if I intentionally say something mean to somebody. That's when I feel really bad. There's a difference. And who cares what people think? Why do you want to be one of those people that worry about what other people think about you? I got to a certain age, I just got done with it. I'm like, who cares? Really? I agree, Karen. Money makes these narcissists have more power. Money makes these people do more stuff to people, and people will kiss their behinds and do everything they want. When you have a narcissistic family member that's got that money and power. Just they have trouble. I've learned to reword things so they don't hit as hard. Usually makes them think about what they said to them. What I usually do with these people, I just speak my truth and then I block them, because what they're going to do is they're going to try to entice you to argue with them. And that's their goal, to make you look like you're the crazy one, you're the evil one, and get people against you. So I start blocking people. I don't want that. Nope, stay away from me. If I get other family members against you, I block them. Why, what do I need to sit through with the drama? Why do I need to sit here being the victim of you anymore? See, and I'm happier now. No more ties to you. My mental health, my physical health is more important. My spiritual health is way more important than dealing with that anymore. That in Arizona was just a hinder that was going to get in between me and what I was doing to help other people, and I'm not going to allow that to happen. I'm a grown man, and I'm not going to be treated like a child. And stay out of trouble. I've learned to reword things so they don't hit as hard. Usually makes them think about what they said to them. Keyboard warriors. Yeah, keyboard warriors. They're just, those keyboard warriors, they'll never say it to your face. They only say it behind the computer. That's all they're good for. You never see real people act like that in real life. It's always behind the computer, bullying people. Don't waste your energy on that. Power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Great men are almost always evil, dark, and bad and mean. Is it true? I love meeting keyboard warriors in person. No, it's not true. Just be careful you don't fall into them. A lot of those people have personality disorders, like sociopaths and stuff. It's narcissists. They enjoy that. It turns them on. Sometimes they'll try to find out where you work, and they'll try to call your work and try to get you in trouble or give you a bad reference on social media. So you just got to be careful. These guys are just a-holes. You hit one of those people too hard with what you're going to say to them, then they're going to want to retaliate. That's why I block them. My first experience with one of these people, I was in grade school. I think I was in the third grade, and we just moved to this town, and I had to go to resource class for, I think it was English or math. I had to leave my other class to go there every hour, a certain hour every day. And I hated going to that class because this resource teacher, she was in with all these different grade kids in different groups, and she was so mean to them. But just listening to her voice, yelling at them and belittling them and physically harming them, I hated it. My anxiety would always kick in. And she would always dress up. Her hair was always done perfectly, always had a button-up blouse, and it was way down here so you can see her breast, basically. She'd wear these long skirts and these boots all the way up to her knees. You can hear her walking up and down the hallway with this really similar perfume. I had that lady, 3 or 4 years. I can't remember. It was just so horrible what I had to do with that lady. And I had her twice when she was pregnant, which is even worse. But she'd have these long nails, and she'd go at you in your chest when you were like a little kid, and she'd yell at you, and you'd go home and you have all these bruises on your chest. You'd have bruises on your arms where she used to grab you and drag you around. I remember she used to grab a big old dictionary and she threw it at a kid like a football and hit him across the face. she had this closet where the kids used to put their coats in, and she had these drapes down, or you call, and she expected you to do your work in there in the dark room. She called it the space case room. We can't do anything if you can't see, right? She's just setting you up all the time. And my mom would get on her, and she'd be nice for a couple of weeks, and she'd start being mean again. But the scary part of this lady is that now she's the superintendent at Butte High School. That's horrible. She worked. I mean, she got her way all the way up. I don't know how. I'm assuming how she did it, not appropriate way of getting her way there, but I'm sure she did something to get her way up there. But she would tell the kids that we weren't going to amount to anything. She would say, "I know who your dad is," and she would say, "Oh, he's this kind of person. That person, you're going to be just like him. You're not worse. You're stupid. You're this. You're that." And that really messes with our thinking as we got older, because that did with me. I believed her for a long time. And what she does now is, when I see her on the news once in a while, she looks the same. Her face is a lot more wrinkly because she's a smoker, and she's got that same damn wig on her head, and she's dressed the same way. She's probably in her 70s, or she looks like she is because of the smoking. My daughter twisted things and accused me of starting my son on drugs, which if not, she has a ton of money, and she took acting lessons, and she's a very great actress. I told her that wasn't true, and drugs, and now she has me blocked. Good. Then don't talk to her. Block her. If she's accusing you and she has no real proof of that, and she's just being mean, block her. If she's a true narcissist, there's nothing that you can do about it. Just pray for her and don't associate with her. Allow her to do it to somebody else, and pray against it, and ask God to protect you from her. Thank you, too, Monty. But one thing I'm going to tell you guys about narcissistic people is they don't like their names being said. They don't want people to know who they are. But I don't care. I always exploit them all the time because they've done so much evil and they think they can get away with it. And I don't care about calling them out. I'll call out people about my stepmom. I'll call people about that teacher. I'll call out some of my bosses. I don't care. Because if you're that kind of person, people need to be warned about you. We shouldn't have to tiptoe around people like that anymore. I can't imagine having to work with her at that school district, any of those teachers. I'm sure they got stories. But with all narcissists, they have to be in control. They have to have all the absolute power, right? They do. They like it when they drain you of your energy. They're demonic, in my opinion. You think about what demons do. Demons like to stand in corners and watch you, and they don't want to be seen for a while. They'll have other things do their dirty work for them while they sit there and be in the quiet and watching you. Same with the narcissist. Demons are about conquer and control. A narcissist is the same thing, about dividing and controlling the situation. But yet they're always innocent. When they talk about like the Wizard of Oz, think about the witch, and she had her flying monkeys. The flying monkeys are the family members, or the friends of yours that work with that narcissist, and they go back and tell her everything, while they're acting like they're your friend or family. They keep it going while she acts like she's innocent. I stay away from all of that stuff. I block them. I pray for them. I block them. I spiritually bind them through God's blood, and I'm okay. I move on. I don't allow them to take. I don't allow them to take any more of my energy anymore. And my stepmom, she has a fake account because I know she goes on my my pages and watches everything. She's paranoid that I'm going to call her out and speak the truth. And she should be. You don't have to do that, but I do it because I don't allow people to continue to do that to other people. So people need to be warned of these people. Best thing I can do is not respond, react, blocking them. That's how. Oh, I'll respond. I'll tell them what I feel, and then I block them. But then I'm also going to let people know who they are. They don't like the light shined on them too much. They like to hide in the dark. And I'm not going to let them hide in the dark when they're doing evil. I'm not participating in their games. I'm just calling them out. I'm just saying their names and who they are, and then I let them go. I warn people of them. I don't participate in their games by arguing with them and feed into them. I just tell them what I think, block them, and then I warn people. If you don't know there's evil out there, then why do we have to keep being quiet for them? Why do we have to continue to allow them to do what they're doing and tiptoe on them, around them, and walk on eggshells? We shouldn't have to do that anymore. This culture has gotten really weird with that lately. Yes, block them, but we warn people of them. Because every time you don't speak out for them, you know, sometimes I wonder, it's like some of these people, I wonder, it's like, why, if somebody's abused you, why do you want to keep it quiet? They need to be lonely. Everybody needs someone makes for a lonely life for them. They need to be lonely. Allow them to reflect on themselves. They don't like to look at themselves. If you're an evil person, you wouldn't want to look at yourself. You don't want to be reminded of who you are. They don't want people to reflect and tell them who they really are. They don't like that. It's one of our lessons, many lessons in this life that we need to learn is to reflect on who we are and what we are. But they don't like that. We have to do it to your own children. It really hurts home for sure, but I couldn't deal anymore. I love to shine, not darkness on life. I'm still going through the trauma, but hearing and watching you help so much. You're welcome. Yeah, with your kids, I would just block them and not have nothing to do with them. Because these people don't change. If they're a true narcissist, they're not going to change. They're going to wait for you to die so that they can go and take everything out of your house and out of your bank account. They'll pretend they love you, but they don't. If they have siblings, they're going to be the first ones at that house taking everything out of there. They're waiting for that very second when you die. They're already out the door to your house. That's how these people are. I'm not going to lie about it. This is exactly how they think. So if you have kids that are narcissists, I would suggest you get an attorney and, you know, set things out the way things you want to give them to who you want. Because that's going to happen. That narcissistic person's going to go in there and take everything and not give it to any of the siblings and say, it's all mine. And you hear those stories all the time. Elaine, narcissistic people don't grow. They're still stuck like toddlers having temper tantrums. They don't want to look within themselves. And they don't like people showing themselves about them. They don't like it. Narcissist is basically a toddler. That's how they think. They have to get their way. And they learn to manipulate and do evil to get their way. And I don't participate in their evil. We have many lessons in this life we need to learn before we cross into the light. And one of them is to learn who we are and reflect on who we are. And some of these people don't like that. Toddlers are smarter. At least when you can tell them no, they'll listen. You tell a narcissist no, they won't listen and they get worse. And don't blame yourself as parents that you raised a narcissist. A lot of times it's not you that get it. Sometimes it's the environment. Sometimes these people are born that way. Unfortunately, they're born as bad seeds. There's nothing you could have done. Nobody would have known. I don't blame parents for narcissistic kids. There are some parents that I do, but not all of them. There's some good parents out there that did everything they could. But there are some cases that happen, you know, that have bad parenting, a narcissistic parent, and then you have a narcissistic kid. Situations are all different in everybody. But there's a lot of good people in this world too. We can't forget about them. Those are the ones that go, that nobody ever talks about or sees anymore. There's a lot of good people in this world that help other people and don't look for anything in return. Those are the ones we should be focusing on, and not the narcissistic people. We should be blocking them and avoid them. Let them be lonely. They chose that way. That's where they need to be. We should be giving attention to the people that are doing good for other people. Because there's not, right now in this world right now, you don't see many of it. You don't see much of that like anymore like we used to. I was always told to help everyone. I got stuck in a bad hole trying my best to help people that can't change, but now I focus on me and my kids and I feel more free than ever. Yeah, Joanna, sometimes you can't help people. I learned that too. You can't help people. Everybody's got free will. You can show them the truth, you can show them the light, and they still won't see it. They can continue to do more damage than good, that's for sure. They're in their 40s, grown, and I taught them, but when they become adults, they chose their destiny. Yep. They all test their, everybody, we all take our own path that we're supposed to go on. Some of us go on the right path, some of us don't. Some of us are on the path of just greed and want things for our own and do whatever we can to get what we want. Drugs, alcohol, this evil in this world. I wouldn't say drugs and alcohol are evil. It's just I feel bad for people that go into it. I'm just saying, I'm talking about the substance themselves. I pray for those people that are addicted though. But everybody makes choices in life, which route and the path you're going to take. And if you don't take the right one, then you're stuck and that's where you're going to be. A narcissist won't change. They will not change. It's really, really super rare for a narcissist to change. They want the help and it's not going to happen. You're never going to hear sorry, I'm sorry, or I take responsibility for what they've done. They continue to do more damage than good. They're just evil people. In my opinion, a lot of them are just evil and I don't want nothing to do with them. They're no good, they won't do anything for me or no good for anything else except for themselves. So I don't have nothing to do with them. I don't limit my time and my energy around any of them anymore. But you guys, I got to go now because it's almost 1:45 and I got a couple of Zoom readings I got to do. I do them in person and it's once a week. It's like a 5-month course of my medium class. So you guys take it easy. Thanks guys for coming. Again, remember if you guys want to buy a gift certificate, I have them still here. I can send them out before Christmas. Let me know. If you want to schedule a reading, just message me and I'll do that. You guys have a good day. If I don't see you soon, maybe have a Merry Christmas. Hopefully I'm on before then. You guys take care. See you later.